How's it going? It's so good to be back. Great to see you again. So I've been pretty busy the past couple weeks. I was hosting TingleCon. I hope that you had a moment to stop by. But I'm just getting back to getting my videos on track, and so it's of course time for another Overwatch VOD review. So today we're going to be doing an Echo VOD review. So normally I request comp matches because I think they're a pretty good representation of skill. But with this individual, I'm going to be using a QB match. So we're going to be looking at their Echo play, and Echo is one of these characters that I feel pretty confident with. She's not my number one DPS, but she's in my toolkit. She's pretty good to have just as an option because she's very versatile. And one actually just random thing, I like to use her to get back to, like, if there's very little time and I want to get to point. Some people choose Tracer or Genji or something, but I actually do like to choose Echo because she can cover pretty good distance. So let's just go ahead and dive into this match. Again, I believe this is a Plat DPS player. I think they've had some ups and downs, struggling to just sort of keep rank, but I think we can all relate to that to some degree. But why don't we go ahead and dive into this match and see what we can learn. And just again, we can talk about some of the basic, because I think there's a lot of different perspectives to take with Echo, such as what style are you going to play? Are you someone who sits in the back and kind of launches from range? Are you going in stealthily, and are you just taking out heroes and getting out? But I think the most important thing with Echo before we begin is really that you need to know the combos for her. I mean, I think that's extremely important. Having the beam and the explosives, like, knowing when to use those in conjunction, and of course using your flight ability to get in and out. Because for me, I think my favorite style is kind of diving in from an angle, using my combos quickly, or maybe I'll kind of keep an eye out for a character that has low health and then use my beam. But I like to get a kill and get out, and I think she's really good with that kind of play style, poking from different angles and things like that. So without further ado, let's jump into this right here. Alright, so let's get into this. So we've got Genji selected here. And I think you were going to send a Genji or Tracer video, but I really thought Echo was kind of a poignant choice right now. I've got a lot of requests to talk about her, so. Oh, Bash. Decisions, there we go. I know how that goes. Spawn and decision. I know how that is. Okay, so what we have on our team right now is a Mercy, Ana, Diva, Reinhardt, and McCree. And the other team has a Hanzo, Echo, Moira, Zarya, Baptiste, and Rissa. Mercy works great as kind of a boost here. Let's see what we do. So, okay, I'm seeing some good usage right now. Good ability roll, 51%. You had your beam there. Let's go back for a second, because I think that was something we should slash investigate here. Let's go back to this play. Now what you do see is that while you did get a lot of damage and you built up your ult charge, which is huge, you didn't get any kills and your Mercy died. So I think it's important to try to control what you can control, because of course, your teammates have blame in every play. It's not just you, but in this instance, I think that what you could have done better is probably utilize your combo. So let's see how this goes here, because look, you've got your beam available here, and I'm gonna hammer this home this whole match. That combo usage is what really differentiates Echo from some other players. First of all, you had flight available here. You can see they have some DP, they have some anti-air. They've got Hanzo, who, that's meh. Moira, she can get a little bit off. Yeah, they've only got just a little bit, but nobody that can, necessarily one-shot you. So what I would do here is, upon seeing that you've gotten some splash damage here, I would have jumped in with my beam. Let's just see, though, for sure. See, you've got your flight, and you've got your beam. Let's see, I would be... See, you're backing up here, but you could have gone just a little bit, right in this area here, and utilized your beam. Let's see. Again, you've got beam. I think... you have to gauge the skill of the hit scan on the other team, but I think that could have been a kill right there. Let's just continue, though. Okay, so you've got good aim here. You're definitely landing shots, building ult charge. Let's see. Okay, so you died here. Let's take a look at, let's go rewind here and see if we can take a look at what happened. So you did kind of get with your team. Still no beam usage here. I would really like to see more of that. So you've got 4 targets, below half health, and you've got your beam. You could have wiped out that whole team probably there. Again, you're spamming the left click. It was too late at that point. Yeah, I think that's probably what I would have improved. There's just, again, you're getting shots off, so that's good, but you're not timing your beam combo really well enough. And as annoying and kind of nitpicking as it sounds, that's really, really important. I think right now I'm just seeing some, again, good aim, good ult charge, but I think you're not utilizing your flight to get in and out well enough. You're sort of sitting in traditional flight patterns. I would be you're not utilizing this right side here. It could be a little bit better. Okay, so that's our first ultimate. Let's see what happens. Really good graph there. Not sure anyone can follow up with that. Oh, that's great. McCree did. You want to hold this momentum here. So, I think one thing to note with Echo's ult is that use it, think about what the other team has. Again, I think Echo, that's our huge skill ceiling. Because she requires some game knowledge to know when to use that ability and who to choose. You have to know who counters who. But in short, I think supports can be really good, very strong. Brigitte, for example, just getting off a quick rally. I like to use that a lot. Characters that are going to provide value, sometimes a second tank even. I hesitate to choose another DPS sometimes. I do occasionally go Blade with Genji, but I would say for me personally, and again, this is like based on your style of play, but I would probably choose support or tank. That's just me, probably because I play support or tank, but I've spoken about Echo with other really high-ranked players, and that is one thing that I have gotten feedback on, so maybe you have another opinion on that, but I do find that, getting another support in there, like a Brigitte or something, can be powerful. So, I do like the Zarya grab idea, but the problem here is that you didn't have any, like you had Diva Bomb, she's at 84%, so if you had had somebody who could have utilized the grab a little better, I probably would have chosen her. That's when I would have chosen Zarya. So, let's keep going. Sort of getting your team back. Alright, so we are working our way back. And again, this is going to be one round because it is QP, so didn't quite connect there. So look at that, that's another example. If we can just go here, I mean, this again will be kind of nitpicking, but if this had been, now you're in Plat and you're looking to get up into a higher rank, so you have to be considering how the competition is going to be played, because that's one of the things I think people are like, oh, I went on a huge kill streak. Like, the game matches you with people of similar skill usually, although this is QP, but you have to imagine you're playing against a higher rank, and frankly, like, it is really unfortunate, but a very high-ranked Hanzo is going to get that headshot on you, not like 80% of the time. Let's watch right here. He almost gets you. I mean, like I said, he almost gets you, and he's not, a GM Hanzo. So let's go back here. Now watch one thing. You're gonna, with this combo, I'm telling you. Okay, so you're gonna get this, and then see, you could have just actually used the beam a little sooner, or you didn't even need to use the beam at all. So I think, again, right here, maybe this is just like you were just popping off all your abilities, but I might have, be careful, because look right here, you're gonna get this BAP, and I didn't see who the other person was, but let's see right here. Oh, and the Moira, imagine if you had your beam right here. So, but good plays here. I mean, ultimately, again, that's probably the biggest weakness I see, and it is a big deal here. Let's see if we can finish off that Moira. Okay, so I think what you're doing well right now is you're landing hits. You're not dying a lot or anything like that. I think your positioning could be improved, just because it would open up, like, for example, you're sort of in just a main lane of battle here. I would probably, because again, I tend to be more of like a stealthy hit from angles and then fly in combo, get out. So here, let's see here, you like the Zarya. See, again, because they don't have a lot of Zarya, like the characters that Zarya is good against. And again, I don't see anyone that can really combo with that graph. So I think that I actually would have maybe done like Baptiste, Moira, or Orisa. Actually, in all honesty, one of those characters. That would probably have been my choice. They have a lot of range, so actually an Orisa could be pretty good right here. Okay, good pressure on the Hanzo here. Good usage of that combo. I like that. That's kind of more what I'd like to see. I'd like to see a little bit better positioning here. I think you're sort of in the main lane of battle. You could widen the field of battle here by pushing up on that top right where that tank is. You got your beam there. There's some half health people right there. You could have gotten the Orisa. Always be watching for the half health. But again, right here, same thing. Okay. Got your ult, Zarya. I'm gonna grab that. Looks like a big grab. Very nice. Okay. Let's hope somebody connects this. Really good on that McCree. He's connected a few times, so that's been really good. Again, though, I don't think he's the like optimal choice as a combo with the Grav, but it's worked here so far. But if it was a higher rank, especially because they might have a secondary ult, so which is usually pretty likely. They're generating those ults pretty quick. Okay, so we're poking here. Again, the positioning could use some improvement. It's another Grav. Didn't really do too much there. Again, the Gravs are not doing too much. I mean, I think you had one that was connected pretty well there, but the combo you have, I mean, actually right there, the Grav didn't even necessarily get you all those kills there, which is interesting. Now, but that's more to do with the other Zarya player, but I do think the Grav, again, with duplicate, I think you need to be thinking, like, what's going to get you the most effective use, and so, therefore, I would probably not have chosen Zarya. I'm hammering in on that one, but... Alright, let's see here. So, again, we use the beam there, but... Okay, so if you stop for a second there, let's look at what happens here. So, we're coming in here. Okay. Use the beam. Let's see. We should be using that beam in a combo, and we should use it only when we see 50% or lower. So it's kind of like a panic usage. Just like using all your cooldowns at once. So, let's see there. Now look at that. So imagine if you had your beam available, you have 4-second cooldown, but you can see you had 2, including their main heals. And so you would have melted them and killed them both, and you might have won this fight. Instead, you're sort of just flying around here. Alright, here we go. Okay, going for the Zarya. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something you really have to think about, that although Grav is a very powerful ult, I do think it's one of those things that you have to be thinking about who can use the Grav for something. Like, again, it's really just your diva, and you McCree's gotten lucky a little bit. I mean, it's possible, but again, not the most effective use. And so now you're just staggered here. I would hold back a little bit, take that high ground. That's great. So that's sort of the first time I've seen you take a little bit indirect angle. I would like to see that a little bit more. So one thing just philosophically to think about here is Echo, like I said, she uses combos, so you're not getting a lot of, like, wow, that's a great Deadeye, so McCree's getting a lot of value there. But you should be thinking about, like, how can you melt down these characters. I mean, it's a little too late, unfortunately, actually, with that Deadeye, but you need to be thinking about how you can melt people down, get those combos, because she's really good at that burst damage. That makes her very powerful. Alright, so we have duplicate again. Will we go with the Zarya? Going for the behind flank, very dangerous. You're very lucky they didn't see you there. Looks like this is going to work out. Beam. So again, and that was a full target Echo right there. So just work on that one. you're the characters you're choosing to attack. You're choosing the like pretty good characters to attack. You chose the BAP and the Brigitte, so. Alright. Okay, so correction, maybe this actually was a comp match, so I take it back. My apologies, what I said earlier there. Okay, so we're moving on to the next round here. Let's see what we get. But I would say, like, most importantly, your combo usage to really try to get that, try to use your combos a little bit better, especially the beam. Try to spread out the battle by moving into, like, just off angles. Use your flight ability to get into better locations in and out. So, like I said, I think you're playing a very vanilla style that will work in this situation, but you'll find it more difficult in higher ranks. One other thing I should add is that the bombs that she throws, I use them often as a combo, like I said, for the burst damage. But I also like to use it to break shields down and things like that. Actually, it's really good for that, so that's another thing to think about. You could use it for that as well. Let's see what happens here. You got your mercy boost. Alright. Okay, I like your team's moving in. I like that. They're not wasting time. Alright, throwing a lot of spam damage, that's great. Again, set at the off angle attack here, move far right probably is what I would go. Just spread them out. They have double shield, so. Okay, doing a lot of spam damage here. That's good. Break those shields, I like that. Got McCree on the right, gotta be watching that. I would say at a higher rank that McCree might have pulled something off right there. Again, I would open up a separate channel. You guys are kind of spending too much time right on this one direction here. Again, I would probably spread the battle by moving to the right a little bit here. You do almost have duplicate though. So, okay, good, moving in. Oh, melt. So again, I think that's pretty clear from this match. That's like a really big issue you need to work on. Because again, that's like one of the most essential parts of her kit, really. So, okay, there we go. You did the melt, and in that instance, I would be more deliberate about it in the future. Probably, I would duplicate a tank here. Yeah, that was a good choice. So yeah, that's what I probably would have normally done. I think using another main tank in the future might have been something I would have done for some of those other duplicates. A little ring around the rosy here with this McCree. This McCree, unfortunately, should just die. That, like, I just want to point this out, but in a lower rank, somebody might have the mentality of like, oh, I have to stay alive at all costs, I don't want to die, but in that scenario, look at the huge stagger. I mean, to the point where, like, he's almost throwing the match here. It's so bad. Make sure if you see your team is wiped and you're like, oh wow, like, if I'm probably not going to survive, my team is like, we're going to not be timed well together, I would definitely just die. Stand there, take the hits, and just get out. Try to build up your own charge and hope for the best, but, like, die as fast as possible so you can get back with your team. So let's continue here. Alright, I like the over the roof movement there. That was good. I would be doing more of that. One way to learn some of those, like, routes, that's what the word I use, but is to follow other big streamers and things like that. who you can follow their movements. I think that was really helpful, especially with the Doom, but also with Echo. Just sort of seeing, even with McCree, seeing where they're positioning is very helpful. So that's what I would say with that. Pretty decent melting there. Again, it wasn't. It seems like you're just hitting it. I would try to be a little more deliberate. That was good. Good combo. Let's see if you can get this. Melt the Baptiste. There we go. Much better this time around, actually. Okay, good job. So you've done some flanks that I think would be really risky in higher ranks. Like the flanks I've seen, you've sort of come in on the ground behind them, like you did it in the last round. But so you got to be careful when you're doing it. I would be utilizing your flight ability a little bit more to make sure you pull it off there. That was great. Good fan the hammer, and let's see if we can get this Ash. Alright. So they're very staggered too, so this looks pretty bad for them. I think you guys are going to pull off this win. And melt him right there. Again, I'm melting just out of habit. I would get used to that. I've said it probably 1,000 times, but that's once you get the combo situation worked out, it's gonna affect the way that you move the character, where you're positioning, and things like that. Again, your target prioritization has been pretty decent. You've gone after their healers. So that was a good game. All right. So with all that said, I just want to say thank you so much for sending this in. I really appreciate it. It was a great game. I think on attack you dominated them to the point where I probably can't help too much with any advice there, but on defense, I think there's some areas of improvement that really could help you up your gameplay. I think with some small changes, I can see easily getting into Diamond. I would say it'll be harder to get into GM just based on what I saw, but I think it's possible for sure. And I think where it's going to come is these 3 areas. So positioning, or let's just start with the most important. Echo really requires good usage of her combos, and I think knowing when to use what, like, so you're left clicking, you're throwing bombs, then you're melting with your beam. Kind of getting that down. Go to the training room or go into QP and just practice that combo over and over again. It kind of reminds me of Brigitte, like back when she had different skills, but it was like swing, mace, swings, or what is it? Swing, stun, swing, mace. It's like those combos really do set apart, I think, players getting into the higher ranks. And once you get those combos down, I believe that it will help you improve your positioning, which is the other area that I think, I really want to help you get into a high rank. I think that's what you want. So while you did great, I think opening up the lanes of the battle would have helped quite a bit. I saw a little bit too much just spamming down the main choke area, and I think if you had used, again, the cooldowns, using the flight ability to go open up the field of battle, go to the far right, far left, that's gonna really help. And when you know the combos, you're gonna feel more confident making those runs, because again, you're sort of just left clicking into stuff, and I think if you have that combo down just totally, just perfectly, you're gonna take those chances. So those are the main things. And then the third thing that I think, okay, actually, you did great with your target prioritization. You were attacking the right characters, in my opinion. But I'd say those are the 2 big ones right there. And then, so yeah, it was the combos, the positioning. I didn't see you dying a lot or anything like that, so that was really good too. But would say, those are going to really help. And then again, I want to see a little bit better usage with that flight ability. Like, again, I think this relates to positioning, but that will really help you a lot. So that also had to help that this helps you with your Echo gameplay. It was really, really fun and great to watch the match. Oh, I remember what the third thing is that with your duplicate ability, I might not use it for Grav. I mean, I would in certain situations, but do you have a character that can follow up on that Grav? Maybe a second shield, or main shield if you don't have a main tank, or another support ult might be more powerful. So that's something to think about. And those are probably the main issues I see. But again, you had good target selection. Your aim was pretty good too. I didn't see any problems there. So hopefully that helps. So all that said, thank you so much. And I hope that you have a really good one. And once again, I think I have some other DPS videos from you, so I'll have to take a look at those too. Thank you very much. Have a good one.